Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best game mode for every single brawler in the game. We did this video before around like 2 months ago, but a lot of things have changed, and also this time we're going to be including showdown. So yeah, you're going to get to know exactly where you should be pushing every single brawler. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with the trophy road brawlers then, and moving towards the legendaries at the end of the video. So definitely make sure to stick around to the end so you don't miss out on the legendaries. But yeah, starting off with Shelly here, you should be playing Shelly in Brawl Ball. Shelly obviously not the best brawler right now, but still pretty decent in Brawl Ball. Okay, so moving into Nita then. So with Nita, you should be playing Nita mainly in Heist. Obviously, Nita is still going to be pretty decent in Gem Grab and Brawl Ball, but yeah, Nita's best mode by far is going to be Heist just because of that Hyper Bear. And you know, when you get it on the safe, can just do a ton of damage. So moving into Colt then. So for Colt, you should be playing Colt in Heist just because of that gadget. As soon as you get on the safe, you can just like keep cycling those gadgets and you can do so much damage on the safe. So yeah, definitely make sure to use Colt in Heist. So for Bull then, Bull's actually really good with Poco and Jackie in like a Poco double tank comp if you use him in Brawl Ball. But if you're not using him in Brawl Ball, his best mode is definitely going to be Heist. And I'd say overall his best mode is Heist, but yeah, he's still really good in Brawl Ball if you use him in a Poco double tank comp. So for Jessie actually got a recent gadget, a new gadget which actually allows you to basically like super boost your turret where it does a ton of damage. So this is actually really good in Siege and also Heist. But yeah, I would recommend playing Jessie in Heist. I think this is going to be a best mode, especially if you got that Shocky and that new gadget. So for Brock then, Brock's pretty good in Showdown, also very good in some of the more open Siege maps, and can be used on like any open map in Gem Grab and also in Brawl Ball. But mainly you're going to want to focus on using Brock in Bounty because this is going to be his best mode. So for Dynamite then, Dynamite actually has 2 modes where he's actually okay in, and those modes are going to be Heist and Siege. But overall, I'd say I'd recommend using Dynamite on the Siege maps, and especially those closed maps, the closed Siege maps, which are not that open. So for Bo then, I actually recommend using Bo in Duo Showdown if you have the Totem gadget. But if you don't have this gadget, then you're going to want to use him in Gem Grab. Yeah, this gadget is just so good. You can just sit there and camp and both get your super in Duo Showdown. Like especially good with like a Nanny or a Surge. But yeah, Bo gadget is so good for Duo Showdown. If you don't have this gadget, he's still going to be really good in Brawl Ball and also in Gem Grab. So for Tick then, Tick's best mode by far has to be Bounty. He's literally playable on every single Bounty map, and yeah, it's definitely a really strong brawler in Bounty. So make sure to use Tick in Bounty. So for 8-bit then, 8-bit is really not very good in any mode apart from Showdown. Mainly solo Showdown you're going to want to use him, but yeah, he's obviously going to be pretty strong in Duo Showdown as well, just because of that extra lifestyle power. But yeah, only really play 8-bit in Showdown. So for Ems then, Ems is going to be pretty decent on Brawl Ball and Heist, but overall I'd say that Ems is going to be slightly better on Heist just because the maps are slightly better for Ems already. They're kind of mid-range, which really suits Ems, and also they have a lot more tanks in, which Ems obviously counters. So yeah, I would recommend playing Ems in Heist. So for Primo then, Primo is going to be decent in Siege and Heist, but his main mode is really going to be Brawl Ball, just because you see a lot of Poco double tank there, and he kind of counters this comp. So yeah, you should definitely play Primo in Brawl Ball, and especially if you can like pair him with a Poco and another tank, it's going to be really strong. So definitely use Primo here. So for Barley then, Barley's actually pretty solid in Heist and Brawl Ball, but his main mode is going to be on Siege, and obviously probably on like the more closed maps like Nuts and Bolts, some assembly required, and those kind of maps which are closed and he has walls to just shoot over. He's gonna be really strong on those maps. So for Poco then, Poco is obviously really comp dependent. Poco is so good with 2 tanks, so Poco to a tank is one of the strongest comps in the game. But I wouldn't recommend using this on Heist and Siege. Mainly use Poco double tank on either Brawl Ball, Gem Grab, or Bounty. But I'd say over those 3 modes, his best mode is going to be Brawl Ball. So moving on to Rosa then. So for Rosa, Rosa's going to be pretty decent in Siege and also Heist. But his best 2 modes, I'd say, is Heist and Gem Grab. Just because a lot of those maps seem to have like quite a lot of grass, and obviously with the gadget you can make more grass, and it's pretty difficult for the enemy to spot you. So yeah, I definitely just recommend using Rosa on Heist and Gem Grab where there's like a lot more grass than usual. So for Rico then, Rico only really has 1 mode where he's actually really good in, and that is going to be Heist. On like most Heist maps you can play Rico, and Rico is going to be pretty strong, but apart from that, there's a few Gem Grab maps and a few Brawl Ball maps where he's okay. Yeah, mainly play Rico on Heist. So for Daryl then, Daryl is actually pretty decent at Siege and also at Brawl Ball, but his best mode is going to be Heist. just because, yeah, he can get a lot of damage on the safe, and especially with that rolling reload star power, he can just do a ton of damage that is going to be really, really good in Heist. Okay, then, so for Penny, I really recommend using Penny on Siege, but Penny's still going to be pretty decent on like Heist and Gem Grab. But yeah, Penny is just really good on Siege, especially on those open maps where she can get a lot more value. But yeah, definitely play Penny on open maps in general, but mainly on Siege. So for Carl then, Carl is actually one of the best brawlers right now. So he's going to be really, really good on the open Siege maps, Gem Grab maps, Brawl maps, and really good on Heist as well. So pretty much great in every single mode, and also pretty decent in Bounty though. But I would say his best mode is going to be Brawl. But yeah, he's really strong, so you can play him on a lot of different modes. Okay then, so for Jackie, I really recommend playing Jackie in Brawl. This is going to be her best mode, but Jackie's still going to be pretty decent in Gem Grab, Bounty, and Siege. I would recommend pairing Jackie with like a Poco though, because yeah, the healing is really good with Jackie. So definitely try and pair Jackie with a Poco if you can. So Piper then, Piper is obviously really good on like any open maps, but in general, you're going to want to play Piper on Bounty. But obviously like on open, Gem Grab, Brawl, Siege, and maybe even some Heist maps, you can play Piper if they're open enough. But yeah, mainly try and play Piper on Bounty. Okay then, so for Pam, Pam is obviously pretty decent on every single mode, but I would say her best mode is going to be on Solo Showdown, just because like high level she's really good. And you know, like when people team, I guess people team with Pam because she's pretty strong. Yeah, Pam is just so good in Solo Showdown and Showdown in general. So for Frank then, Frank's obviously going to be pretty decent in Siege and Gem Grab, but his best mode is going to be Brawl. Again, I would really recommend that if you're trying to push Frank, just push him with a Poco and another tank. It's going to be a lot easier. And yeah, Poco another tank so strong right now, so definitely try and use a Poco with Frank. Okay, so BB's best mode then is going to be in Siege, but you can also play BB if paired with a Poco in both Brawl and also Gem Grab, and BB is going to be pretty usable on some Heist maps as well. But yeah, mainly try and use BB on Siege. So for B then, honestly on like any long range map you can play B, but I feel like B is just really good against tanks. So if you're coming up against a lot of tanks, then you're going to want to use B, and I feel like right now most tanks are played in Brawl. So yeah, that is going to be B's best mode right now, so make sure to use B in this mode. Okay, so for Nanny then, so I would recommend playing Nanny on Duo Showdown with like a bow and the totem star power, so you can just keep cycling that super, or actually in Gem Grab, because yeah, Nanny's actually a really good mid in Gem Grab, so definitely try and use Nanny in one of these modes. Okay, so Mortis then, let me just tell you guys that he's not very good in Brawl, and yeah, you should definitely try and use him in Gem Grab and Bounty. And if you do use him in Brawl, please use him with a Poco and another tank, because if you do this, he's actually going to be pretty decent in Brawl, but otherwise, yeah, he's not very good in Brawl. Okay then, so for Tara, Tara's obviously decent in Brawl and Gem Grab, but mainly I'd say you're going to want to play Tara on Gem Grab, just because I feel like there's a lot more grass, and you know, Tara's pretty sneaky and she does really well when there's maps with a lot of grass. So yeah, definitely try and use Tara in Gem Grab. Okay then, so for Jean, Jean's actually one of the best brawlers, one of the most versatile brawlers, so you can definitely play him in Siege, Brawl, Gem Grab, and also Bounty. But I would say overall his best game modes is gonna be Brawl. But yeah, you can pretty much play him anywhere, I'd say, apart from Heist. Okay then, so moving on to Max then. So for Max, I really recommend playing her in every single mode apart from in Bounty. So really good in Siege and Heist, very good in Gem Grab, but I'd say her best mode is actually going to be in Brawl when paired with like some tanks maybe, or a Jean. Definitely really want to get like a comp based around Max to really like make her the best that she can be. Okay then, so for Mr. P, I really recommend playing Mr. P in Gem Grab, but yeah, he's one of the best brawlers in the game. You can really play Mr. P in literally every single mode and probably have success, but overall he does really suit like a gem carrier role in Gem Grab, so yeah, I would recommend playing him here. So for Sprout then, again, another one of those brawlers that's going to be pretty good in every single mode. Apart from, I'd say, I wouldn't really recommend playing Sprout in Heist, just because yeah, you can get a lot of like aggressive comps, and Sprout's not really that good with those aggressive comps. But overall, I would say Sprout is going to be best in Bounty, just because you can get so much value. There's a lot of grass on the Bounty maps right now, and yeah, I feel like Sprout really suits these Bounty maps really well. So yeah, play Sprout in Bounty. So for Spike then, Spike's actually going to be pretty decent in Siege and also in Brawl, but overall I think I mean, he's just so good in Heist. I can't see like this not being Spike's best mode, because like if you get on the safe, you can literally do 50% in like 5 seconds. So that's why Spike is just so good in Heist, especially when like paired with like a Gale and like maybe a tank. You can just keep jumping in, get on the safe, and just do a ton of damage. Okay then, so moving in to Crow. So Crow is like really not very good at any single 3v3 mode at all. His best 3v3 mode is probably, I'd say, Brawl Ball, and even there he's terrible at Brawl Ball, so that just shows you how bad he is in 3v3. But however, in Showdown he's actually really good in Showdown, and especially in solo Showdown. But yeah, if you're gonna push Crow, push him in Showdown, because it's gonna be a lot better than in 3v3. So for Leon then, I really recommend playing Leon in Showdown, and in particular solo Showdown. But yeah, he is so bad in the 3v3 modes. Again, same thing with Crow, is you don't want to play him in 3v3. Really play Leon in Showdown, because he's going to be a lot better here. So for Sandy then, Sandy is actually going to be decent in Siege and Brawl Ball, but overall I'd say that Sandy's best mode is going to be in Gem Grab, just because you can get one super and then you can kind of get control of like the whole map and the mid, and like Gem Grab is probably the mode that's most about control. So yeah, that's why I would recommend playing Sandy in Gem Grab. Okay then, so for Gale, if we did include Hot Zone, then obviously Gale's best mode would probably be in Hot Zone, but Gale is still really good in both Heist and also Siege, just because like you can put a gadget down, you can jump into mid straight away, and yeah, you can get so much pressure from this. So this is gonna be so good. But you can also play him in like every single mode pretty much, I'd say, with the exception of Bounty. He's probably gonna be pretty decent in Brawl Ball and Gem Grab as well, but yeah, mainly recommend playing him in Heist and Siege. So for Surge then, Surge is actually gonna be pretty good in every single mode. Obviously he just got a little bit of a nerf, but yeah, he's still going to be like so good in every single mode. You can probably push him anywhere, but I'd say his best mode is going to be Gem Grab, just because, you know, you can take your time to upgrade, and once you get upgraded, you can just start like wrecking. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be a mode where Surge is still going to be good, even if Surge gets nerfed again. So yeah, definitely try and push Surge in Gem Grab. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video, and also subscribe if you are not already. But apart from that, thanks for watching. Make sure to have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.